and welcome to the Doctor Janine Show. I'm so happy to have you all here today. And guess what we're talking about today? So we will be talking about natural, safe sun exposure, how to build up your tolerance to the sun. If you're scared of going out into the sun, we're going to dispel all of those myths if you've seen my content before, as well as liver detox and talking about fatty liver. This is a much demanded topic that I cover. So talking about how to clean up your liver health, which is so important, we're going to go through and I'm going to be quizzing you on some of the best foods for your liver health. So be ready for that, as well as plantar fasciitis. So this was a topic that is in much demand as well. My followers, you have asked for it. We're talking about that today, which I'm so excited about. We're also going to be talking about hooded eyelids. Yes, we will be talking about facial yoga exercises, as well as some specific massage techniques for those hooded eyes to help to lift the eyes, of course, doing everything naturally here at the Dr. Janine Show. It's so great to have you all here. Please say hello and where you're from. And thank you for your patience this morning. It's so great to see you all. Thank you. Kathy, for tuning in. Jacintha's here as well. Lori, hello. Thank you. It's great to see you, Gloria, as well in Illinois. Hello. Prince Priya, hello, good morning. Roldy in LA. Nice to see you. Rana Hinfa. Did I get that right? Thanks for tuning in today. Thank you. It's so great to see you all. Silly Sue 8, Moretta, hello as well. Leanne is in the house. Casey in Washington. Hello. Casey in Kentucky as well. Another Casey. So 2 Caseys back to back. Thank you for tuning in today. We're going to have a fun show. Raina, hello. Good morning. Great to have you all here. Abigail in California. Nice to see you. M. Ludes in New Jersey. Hello. Arvigil, hello. In Colorado. Nice to see you. Mary Lynn Inder as well in Rockwood, Ontario. Mary Lynn was in, before it goes, Bridgenorth, Ontario. Hello, a lot of Ontarians here. Thank you for tuning in today. Rebecca, Laura, there's so many of you here. So please make sure you are following that, you are subscribed so you don't miss the show. We do it every Tuesday in this time slot. Okay, now, I also want to just remind you, if you missed last week's show, we talked about barefoot shoes and the benefits of barefoot shoes. So I hope some of you have looked into that a little bit. And of course, that mouth taping is something that we did, and we talked about that in terms of mouth taping at nighttime for snoring, for bad breath, and to help with oxygenation, which is amazing, and having a good night's sleep. I showed you how to prepare that sea moss. So I don't know how many of you have done that. Put a 1 in the comments if you were able to make that sea moss, and what to look for in a good iron supplement. You know that I'm all about educating you about healthy supplements here. Don't forget, we also have our quiz questions coming up in today's show, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be so much fun. Okay, is everybody ready to go? Let's go. And we're going to be talking about that fatty liver, doing that castor oil pack as well today, which is something, I'm going to sort of throw in a little bit about burning some extra belly fat as well. It's something that I talked about before, but I will be coming back to that as well. We'll show you my natural sunscreen recipe, which is something, if you've seen that before, we're going to talk about that. All right, let's go on over here and how to boost our liver detox. Now, this is something that came up last week. If you've got fatty liver, if your liver enzymes are high, if your doctor is concerned about your numbers, about your liver, this could be a sign of inflammation in the body. And you can actually look in the toilet. I hate to say it, but if you see my poop platter before, you know what I'm talking about here. Now, in terms of looking in the toilet, and I do encourage, not everybody likes to look at their poop, but I'm just going to say it is an indicator of what is happening with your health, okay? So if you do have lighter colored floating poops, this can be an indication that you don't have great liver health, okay? And it's something that you definitely want to be aware of. Yes, it can be transient, it can happen once in a while, but if this is the norm, the regular for you, that your poops look like this, or maybe they're a little bit more like this, they're floating, they're light colored, maybe it kind of looks like oatmeal and it's floating, and it's not always sinking, it's not always properly formed. It should be a good, dark, solid sinker is the ideal type of poop to be having, okay? And they say the gold standard is the S-shaped dark sinker. Now, if your poop is not doing that, it could be indication that the fats aren't properly emulsified, and that's an indicator of maybe and perhaps poor liver gallbladder function, okay? So this is something that we're talking about today. Let's go through some of my favorite things. What can we do to boost that liver detox, especially if you've been diagnosed with fatty liver? Here are some things that can really help. Okay, number one on my list is my favorite herbal medicine probably for the liver, milk thistle. So not only does it regenerate healthy liver cells, but it also detoxifies the liver cells. So that's really important, great for fatty liver. Love milk thistle. Okay, number two on my list, dark leafy green veggies. The more bitter, the better. That's what the liver loves, is bitter. Okay, so anything that's bitter, endive, bok choy, not that bitter. Kale sometimes is a bit bitter. So you're wanting to incorporate these greens into your diet as much as you can. And preferably organic or grow it yourself, because we know that pesticide residues and things can be a problem, of course. Okay, number three is exercise. Yes, so we all have to move. That's so important for our proper liver health, especially for fatty liver as well. So finding some type of movement that you love is going to make all the difference for your liver health. Okay, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. I know there's a bunch of new people here, so please make sure that you are subscribed. And Magpie Berlin, thank you for sharing. So hit that share button as well. Share with your friends so that they can come on in. Thank you for the follow, Gail. I see you. Awesome. Hello, good morning. Sarah, nice to see you as well. Thank you for tuning in. So please make sure that you are subscribed, that you are following, so you always get the notification, of course, and put your notifications on so you're always notified when I'm coming live, when I do my lives, and of course for the show. And we will not have the Q&A tomorrow, unfortunately, but usually we do a Q&A on Wednesdays as well. All right, so let's continue with my list. Castor oil pack. This is going to be something that I show you a little bit later in the show, how to do the castor oil pack for your liver health. So great for fatty liver, great for menstrual issues, as well as balancing hormones, great for detox, getting those poops better as well, that castor oil pack. But I'm going to throw in a little bonus information about how to actually burn belly fat, which has been proven in a Korean study. Specific essential oils. If you've not seen this before, we're going to revisit this. Specific essential oils that help you to blast away that belly fat by just doing that castor oil pack at nighttime on the belly. So that is coming up, okay? So don't go anywhere. As well as limit over-the-counter prescription, non-prescription pharmaceuticals, things that you may be taking, maybe for painkillers, so like a headache type of thing. Acetaminophen, we know as a painkiller, great for headaches maybe, but does cause liver damage. So it's something that I want you to be aware of. Whenever we're wanting to protect our liver health, we want to do things naturally. So of course there are natural painkillers and anti-inflammatories, like one of my favorites is curcumin, which is great. If you do have chronic headaches, there's other things that you need to do as well, getting at the root cause. That's what I'm all about as a naturopathic doctor, getting at the root cause as to why you have those issues in the first place, and then treating it as such, okay? Now, we're gonna go through some top 5 liver superfoods for that liver health. You're gonna help me to fill in the blanks now. Is everybody ready for this? And I've got some research to back up some of the things that we're gonna talk about. So I want you to guess, okay, what would be a good drink for your liver? And it's something that I have talked about before. So if you've been here before, take a stab at it, take a guess. I'm going to put in the answers on my list. We also do have our quiz questions coming up for the show. So today we're playing for the Vita Tree, turmeric, curcumin. That is coming up in our quiz question. So I hope that you're paying attention to all the content that I'm talking about. Are you ready? Okay, give me a drink. A drink that, I'm seeing a lot of good answers here actually, and one of my platforms here is very, very active, so I like to see that. The other ones have to catch up a little bit. Okay, you're catching up now. I see some answers coming in. What is a great food for the liver? Yes, I see a Monica Jack, I think is your name. Yes, coffee and green tea. So I think I saw green tea as well. Coffee and green tea. There we go. Fantastic for liver health. Now let's take a look at a study which is really interesting. And in this study they found that regular coffee consumption, look at this, is significantly associated with a decreased risk of liver fibrosis development in already diagnosed non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So isn't that interesting? We know that coffee actually helps to increase our phase 1 enzymes in our liver function. So that's something that we definitely want to make sure If you are a coffee drinker, just get a good quality coffee and don't overdo it. That's the key. I mean, with anything that we are ingesting or drinking, we don't want to overdo it, okay? So this is really important. So coffee and green tea, believe it or not, can help with that fatty liver, helps as a liver detox food. Okay, another fatty liver, superfood. Give me another one. Does anybody else have it? Yes, I've seen a lot of you already have put in the answers here. And I do like dandelion tea as well. C loves G28. That's a great answer. That could be there as well. Yes, okay, so I see a lot of you saying leafy greens are also fantastic, something that we've already mentioned. If you're just tuning in now, fantastic for your liver health, for your liver detox. The more bitter, the better, remember, for your liver. The liver loves bitter greens. Okay, number 3, what's something that I always talk about in terms of overall health? What do we have to increase in our diet? No, it's not for vegetarians. All right, let's go. Let's see. Who has this one? Does anybody have it? I don't see it yet. Yes. Okay, baby rain. Yes, you've got it. So fish and seafood. So I'm just going to put seafood to cover everything. Seafood. Now, why is that? Seafood, we know, is loaded with DHA. So docosahexaenoic acid. This is an important omega-3 fatty acid that we know is so important for liver health. It's a natural anti-inflammatory, runs all of our electrical circuits in our body. We need enough of that DHA. So getting enough seafood is super important for your health. Okay, what's number 2 on my list? Let's see who's got it. Does anybody have it? Okay, all right, we see it. Monica as well, walnuts. I think Monica has been studying the content on all of my channels, because I think you're like now like 4 for 4. Good job, Monica. Congratulations. Awesome. Yes, again, those walnuts, great for liver health. Why? Because they have, again, those essential fatty acids. Okay, who can guess what number 1 is? I don't know if anybody's got this. Number 1, it might be something that you wouldn't necessarily think about. I'll give you some hints in a few moments. I see some good answers coming in. I know a lot of people are saying celery juice, which is probably, yes, good for the liver, not one of my favorites, not something that actually has some research behind it that is as compelling as this food. And it's something that I actually take, no, keep trying, keep guessing, everybody. It's something that I actually do as a hint. I make a shake with this. Okay, a protein shake. Does anybody know what it is yet? I don't see the answer yet. Keep trying. Anybody got it? Good guesses, everyone. Paula, good guess. Yeah, that is a good one. Olive oil is definitely very good. I wouldn't say that that's a bad thing. Okay, Rebecca, you've almost got it. Okay, keep trying. We saw it? Okay. Yes, we have it. Not wordy. Yes, not wordy. This is Whey. Oops, that is not good. And one Jenna had it on Instagram, whey protein, but make sure it's an isolate, okay? Oh my goodness, here we go. Whey protein isolate. Now let's take a look at a little bit of the research. This was one study that was really compelling in terms of liver health, which you wouldn't necessarily put 2 and 2 together, right? In terms of liver health and helping. So observed a 20%, so this was a whey protein, reduction in the intrahepatocellular lipids measured by, so that's your liver fat, so we're talking fatty liver here. So that was a whey protein helped to decrease that liver fat in sedentary obese women that consume 60 grams of that whey protein for 4 weeks. So in just 4 weeks, a 20% reduction in liver fat, I mean, that's huge. Usually in studies, you see things like around 5, 7, 8% improvement, but 20% improvement in liver fat, that's very promising, okay, for that whey protein isolate. It's one of the things that I love to take, and it is super healthy. So there we go. All right, so I want to call out my viewer spotlight of the week. I do have my quiz questions coming up in just a few moments. Don't forget, we're going to the beauty set today as well, talking about hooded eyes. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Hit that share button. Make sure that you are subscribed, you are following. Please do that to make sure that you always get my latest and greatest content. Okay, this is from Kathy Haas Wellness. Thank you so much, Kathy. Very fun teaching. Love your energy. I'm so glad. Yes, it's such a joy to come live and to do the live shows. It's so much fun for me, and I have a blast doing it every week and sharing new topics, which is there are my new followers and new viewers as well, which I congratulate you if you take some time out of your day to learn and you're tuning in with us with, we have a great, network that is definitely building, and I love interacting with all of you. So thank you for tuning in. We share all the love here at the Dr. Janine Show. It's all good, all positivity. And of course, learning, which is so important. You can never learn too much you can learn too little. Absolutely. Okay, so here we go. Let's now talk about castor oil. And here's something that I'm going to sort of throw in some added benefits. Now, we know that doing a castor oil pack for liver and fatty liver issues and helping to detox the liver is very important. So what it does is, and if you know the attributes of a good quality castor oil, is that it helps to bring that proper circulation into the area where you're placing that pack. Now, all your belly fat, and that's, one of your goals is to sort of slim down a little bit in the belly area, there are some specific essential oils that have been actually studied in Korea. So I found this Korean study, which I had to translate into English to understand what was going on here. But specific essential oils were actually found to help to melt away belly fat. Isn't that exciting? Now, we also know that the sun does that, so that's why I'm all about that natural sun exposure, so that's important as well. But using castor oil, and all you're going to do for a castor oil pack, if you've never made a castor oil pack, hey, if you love your castor oil packs, please put a number 2 in the comments. I want to see who loves their castor oil. All you do is you put your castor oil on your pack. The other way you could do it is you can mix it into your hands. And often if I'm doing it for the belly fat, and I'm going to show you those essential oils in just a second, I pour the castor oil into my hand, and then I drop my essential oils into that mixture, and then I rub it on the abdomen. And I always go circular. Of course, that's what you're supposed to do in terms of getting that circulation going, getting those poops going as well. If you're constipated, you want to, improve your bowel movements. You're going to rub that on. And then you're placing, so you've either put it on your pack and you've got to saturate this really well, or you've rubbed it on your abdomen, and then you're going to put it, especially for liver issues, I like the pack to cover. So meet Lucy if you haven't met Lucy yet. And this is all about, education here. You want to cover. So of course your liver is more on your right hand side underneath your rib cage. So everybody feel where your liver is. Did I see a lot of 2s? Yes, a lot of 2s. A lot of people are doing this already. Love the fact that you love your castor oil pack. Okay, so feel under your right ribs. That's where your liver is, under that area, okay? And then you're going to put your pack over. Now make sure that your castor oil pack is covering your liver area, but also your entire abdomen, because if you've got some lower abdominal fat, so beneath your belly button is where you're wanting to target. That's sometimes difficult, especially for women who have had, multiple children. It's sometimes difficult to target some of that lower abdominal belly fat, but I'm going to show you those essential oils to target that in just a second. You're going to place your pack, and then what I like to do to keep this, because I like to keep it on overnight. Now, a castor oil pack, typically you got to leave it on at least 45 minutes, okay, to really get the benefits of that. And now what you're going to do, I like to do overnight though, I know it's fun, isn't it? Is to get one of these waist trainer things, and then you just affix it at bedtime, and then you leave it on. And there we go. I'm struggling today. Here we go. Yes, I got it. Okay, so you're gonna put your thing on, okay, your waist trainer, and then you're just gonna leave that on overnight, and then you sleep with this, and of course you take it off in the morning. All right, now let's take a look at the essential oils, specific ones that target that belly fat. So these are the ones that you can mix together. You're gonna mix a 1/4 cup of castor oil. Of course, you can screenshot this, as well as 10 drops of grapefruit essential oil, which I have. So if you know about grapefruit essential oil, fantastic. This is for belly fat. This was in the Korean study for blasting away some belly fat. Ylang ylang, which is quite strong. So you're not using a lot. You're using 10 drops of the grapefruit and just 1 drop of the ylang ylang. It's quite strong. And 5 drops of cypress oil. Now, cypress oil is not always readily available. I had to purchase mine online, but you can find it, okay? And then that recipe, mix it in. A bit of jojoba oil as well is something that you can add into the mix, and then you're going to either, like I said, put your castor oil on your hand, mix in your drops on your hand, and then rub it in, going clockwise, and then put on your flannel pack, and then your waist trainer, sleep with that overnight. It is amazing. You could also just leave it on just for the 45 minutes. Amazing, amazing. Okay, so you got that. I hope you love that. Awesome, awesome. Nice to see you all. Thank you for tuning in today. It's so great to have you all here. And okay, some people have not tried the castor oil pack. It's something I highly recommend. It's so good for your overall health and digestion. Okay, guess what time it is? It is quiz time. We're at quiz question number 1, and today we're playing from the turmeric curcumin from our great sponsors at Vitatree Nutritionals. Of course, our sponsors. We thank them. Thank you so much. They sponsored the show. That's why I can come out and talk to you every single week, which is amazing, and that's what you're playing for. So make sure you are following me. Make sure that you are also following Team Doctor Janine on some of the platforms, because if we need to reach you, you have to be following so that we can send you and get your address so we can send you the prize, okay? And I will be announcing last week. Did I announce the winner already? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Okay, I will be announcing last week's winner. All right, are we ready? Quiz question number 1. I hope you all get this one right. All right, are we ready? Here we go. Name a food that's good for liver health. You've got 30 seconds on the clock. All right, try to put your answers in. And if you can give me more than one answer, kudos to you. All right, do your best. Here we go. Name a food that's good for liver health. Oh, okay. And do we have everybody's answer? Yes? All right. Everybody got your answers in? I see. Yes, you're doing well. Some people put more than one answer. Very good, Tammy. I see that. Awesome, awesome. Good job, good job. Yes, I see D. Smiley has more than one answer. Good job. I know who was here and who's just tuning in right now. It's fantastic as well. Good job. Okay, let's look at the ones that we talked about in the show. Time to reveal. I hope you got your answers in. I tried to give you a bit more time. Here we go. Whey protein, walnuts, seafood, leafy greens, tea, and coffee. And remember, there's some research behind this, especially that whey protein, which is amazing at decreasing that inflammation in the liver for that fatty liver, and by 20% in who had non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Okay, so that is huge. All right, now we're going over here. Let's talk now about the winner. Okay, so the winner from last week's CoQ10 plus BP, of course, from our friends at Vitatree. Congratulations to Jen Hooks. Awesome job, Jen. Make sure that you are following, that we can reach you. Get your address and your information so that we can send you that prize. Okay, continue on, everyone, because we have a couple more quiz questions still coming up for today's show. Now, I do want to talk about how to build your solar callus. What is that? Well, safe sun exposure. And you know that I talk a lot. Now, most of us, depending on where you live in the world, most of us have an opportunity right now to get some more natural sunlight exposure, okay? Because it is, and we are in summer. And we, of course, we had the summer solstice last week. So this is amazing to build up your natural ability to get more natural UV on your skin. But of course, all of the wavelengths from the sun are so healing to our body. And it's something that even for the most sensitive skin, these tips are going to help you, because you're going to inch your way up into the amount of minutes of exposure that you can have every day. And this isn't just about skin health. This is about vitality. This is how our systems run. And this is what nobody tells you, that our entire metabolism, everything runs on getting enough natural sunlight exposure. We're like plants. And what happens to a plant if it doesn't get enough sun? Of course, it dies. Same with, of course, our own bodies. We are a huge solar panel. We have to make sure that we're getting enough of that natural light exposure. Okay, so here are my tips to do it safely. Number 1 is getting that early morning sun. And this is when when the sun is rising, depending on where you live and what season it is, there's no UV usually for the first hour. So there is no UV. So you're getting that balance of both the red and the blue wavelengths of that natural sunlight. Of course, you're doing this without what? So we're not wearing What are we not wearing? Of course, we're not wearing our sunglasses. So this is something that we don't want to be wearing our sunglasses. We want to build up that solar callus and doing it without sunglasses, because sunglasses, remember, are going to give your brain the wrong signaling so that you can't protect your skin. Okay, so that natural sunlight coming in your eyes from that sunrise light is telling your skin to make its own natural sunscreen, okay? And this is really important. So this is something that you definitely want to do. Tip number 2 is build that base. So if you're that person, okay, I can't go in the sun, I get burnt, okay, so you're gonna go out for like 5 minutes and just expose your feet for the first day. The next day you can go up, and this is all in my new book that's coming out and due to launch next year, which I'm so excited about. Then, the next day you go out for maybe 7 minutes and you expose a few more inches of your skin, and you slowly inch your way up to your natural sun exposure so that you can tolerate that sun. And for people that are super sensitive, you need to do this in very small increments, just a few minutes every day, but over time, and you have to be consistent with this. Now, people who know that they can go out for 15 minutes, not have a problem, of course, without sunscreen, we're not talking about sunscreen here, without sunscreen, to get that natural build up that UV base. And over time, you'll be able to tolerate more and more sun, which is great for your overall health. If you've got inflammation, autoimmune disorders, this is absolutely essential. If you're struggling with a serious disease, this is essential that you're getting more of that natural sunlight exposure, doing it safely. Okay, so you're building up that UV base, small increments of exposure during the day. Number 3, of course, when you've had enough sun, you're gonna cover up, you're gonna go into the shade, and you stop your exposure, okay, for that day. Now you could, in the shade, you're still getting exposure, so just be aware of that, of course. As well as number 4, of course, no sunglasses unless it's absolutely, necessary. And it's, especially in the morning, you don't want to be wearing those sunglasses, so that's really important. Unless you absolutely need them, you're out on the water, it's a bright beach, you're reading in a white book, and the sun is glaring in your eyes, then of course you're going to put on your sunglasses if you can, if it's disturbing for you. But at the same time, try to wean yourself off of those sunglasses as much as possible so that your skin can actually make its own natural sunscreen. Okay, and number 5, using a natural sunscreen. So I do have my recipe. This is something that I make myself, and you can make it at home very easily. I'm going to show you that recipe in just a few moments, so stay tuned for that. But it's amazing. So if you know that you're going to have prolonged exposure outside, you can't cover up, you can't go into the shade, you're going to use the natural sunscreen recipe, which is non-toxic, okay? And number 6, of course, is seeing that sunset. So that red light, again, when the UV has gone for the day and the sun is setting, there's no risk of, you can, yes, feel the heat and the red rays and the infrared, like if you've ever been in a far infrared sauna, that heat and that light is so heating to the body, especially now because the sun is so strong with all the sunspots that are happening. But this light is so healing, and it has that red light. And of course, red light therapy, what's that all about? It's about building our collagen. So when you're told that, the sun damages your skin, well, if you use the sun in the right way at the right times and the right amount of exposure, you actually build your collagen in a healthy way, and you won't have the wrinkles, okay? So this is what I like to educate you about, because people have it all wrong when we talk about natural sunlight exposure. All right, I wanna show you my recipe for that fantastic sunscreen. This is what I use. This is what I use for my kids as well. It's all natural, so all you're gonna do is get some zinc oxide. Make sure it's non-nano. It's a powder. It's a white powder that you actually purchase online. And of course, we have the different SPFs that are listed here. The carrot seed oil, raspberry seed oil, shea butter, coconut oil, and jojoba oil. Mix all of that together and then store in a glass jar. I traveled with this one, so it is in plastic, which I don't love, but it's just more convenient for travel. So there you have it. It's something that I've shared before. We do have posts on this as well because we are moving on, but that is something that I want you to mix up. How many of you have mixed up my sunscreen recipe? Just put a 1 in the comments if you've done that. Thank you for the follow. Oh my goodness. Dunita, thank you so much. SB1, thank you for the follow. A1 1, 2, 3, 4. Red Annette, thank you for the follow. So great to have you all here today for the first time. I'm so happy. We do have a couple more quiz questions coming up. You can win a prize, so that's coming up in just a second. Thanks for all the new people here. Make sure that you are followed, that you are subscribed. Sometimes I know a lot of people tune into the shows, but you haven't yet subscribed. That's what the analytics tell us. So make sure that you are subscribed, that you're following, so you always get, more and more information that I share, which of course is all natural, and how to take care of yourself in a natural way. All right, we will be talking about hooded eyes. I've got some great techniques for that, so that's coming up in just a second. Let's talk quickly about plantar fasciitis. So this is something that, I had a lot of questions about in the last few shows, and of course what it is, there's a pain, if you've ever had plantar fasciitis, a pain that happens at the bottom of the foot. Now the plantar fascia is this piece of tissue at the bottom, okay? So it's like a web-like ligament. You can see it's sort of web-like at the bottom of the foot, and it is connecting your heel to, of course, the front of your foot. Now, what you can have is a lot of inflammation and tearing that can happen in that plantar fascia, and this is where you're going to experience a lot of pain. You can be getting pain, like it feels like it's right in the heel bone, but it is actually a little bit in from there and along the whole base of the foot, which is, and especially a lot of people who do have plantar fasciitis, those first few steps out of bed in the morning are super painful. That's an indication that you've got some inflammation there, and something that you definitely want to connect and make connections back to. Now, what's interesting is that it's all connected to your fascia, and your fascia is around all your muscles in your body. Your fascia in your body is one big sheet. And if you've got issues with your low back, that can actually manifest, and a lot of tightness in your low back. So this is a lot of people who are sitting at a desk all day in their chair. You're not as mobile as what you once were. That can cause this pulling in the fascia now at the bottom of your feet. This is why when I share my tips for plantar fasciitis, you're going to appreciate why we have to sort of look at the whole body as it's all connected by our fascia. But in the meantime, let's go to quiz question number 2. Okay, I hope everybody was paying attention. I'm going to grab this really quickly. Here's what we're playing for. Of course, our turmeric curcumin from our great friends at VitaTree Nutritionals, the sponsor of the show. This is a true or false question, and I hope everybody gets this one right. And if you're new here, it's okay. Thank you for sharing the live, Casey. It's so great to have you here. Thank you so much for sharing. I love that. Okay, and I see all those hearts coming in and all the love and the donations and things. I'll talk about that in a second, but thank you so much. Okay, this quiz question number 2, true or false? All right. I hope you're paying attention, and you got a 50-50 chance here. Here we go, true or false? You should wear sunglasses during early morning sun exposure. True or false? Okay, everybody get your answers in now. It's true or false. We should be wearing sunglasses during the early morning sun exposure. You've got another 23 seconds on the clock. Do your best, everyone. All right, I hope all those answers are coming in. That's a great job, everyone. Good job, good job. I'm very happy to see that most people are getting this correct. I'm so happy. I am so happy. That means that you've been paying attention, because most people, if they haven't watched the show before, they would get this wrong, right? And if you're new here and you get it wrong, it's okay. I want you to learn. And why the answer is, of course, let's reveal. It is false. Yes, you don't want to wear your sunglasses in the morning, especially as the sun is rising and you get up to the point at which I haven't talked yet about is the UVA rise, when the UVA is just starting to come up. It's an opportune time. Those wavelengths of light, super, super healing, especially if you're overweight, if you've got thyroid issues. That light in the morning and going for a walk for like a half an hour in the morning without sunglasses, without sunscreen, amazing, amazing for your health if you're struggling, if you've got a lot of inflammation. And you don't want to wear sunglasses because it's going to send the wrong signaling to your brain that, the sun is not up, that it's a cloudy day, then you can't actually make your own natural sunscreen in your skin. Okay, so that's important. All right, let's go back over here. My tips for plantar fasciitis. So if you're just tuning in, I've got some great tips now. We talked about what plantar fasciitis is, that pain at the bottom of the foot, especially first thing in the morning, first few steps out of bed. If you have some chronic inflammation here, know that the fascia in your body is all connected. And that's why my first tip is doing stretching. Okay, there we go. So stretches. So not only your calves, your hamstrings, the backs of your legs, right? But your feet. So here's one of the things that I want you to try. Because if you wear shoes, conventional shoes, and we're going to talk about my tip number 2 in just a second, one of the things that can really lose is your range of motion in your feet. So I want you to start rolling your feet back and forth with shoes, without shoes, rolling your feet back and forth and actually sort of flipping your toes in the opposite direction. Whenever you get a chance, I like to do this when I'm brushing my teeth first thing in the morning. Great way to get some more foot mobility back, but that can have a lot to do with what's going on the bottom of your foot and your plantar fasciitis. The other thing I want you to do is a downward dog, and I'm not going to do it right now because I've got all my battery packs and everything on, but the downward dog helps to stretch your low back. Why is that important? Remember that fascia is all connected. It's connected to the bottom of your feet. A lot of people who have a low back problem actually are manifesting it in their feet. So you may not have a pain here. You could know that, oh, when you do a downward dog, you're like, oh, wow, I didn't know I was so tight in my low back from sitting all day or driving all day. But that low back tension in those muscles is actually manifesting. So yes, you could be feeling in your plantar fasciitis, but it's actually related to your low back, okay? So that's really important. Okay, tip number 2 is, of course, barefoot shoes, something that we've talked about. I want you to consider getting some barefoot shoes. You don't need to spend a lot of money compared to a lot of conventional running shoes that are out there, but look how bendy they are. That is one aspect of them. So much like the way that your foot has its natural motion, it allows you to maintain that. Plus, look at that toe box. So the toe box is very wide, okay? So most conventional shoes are squishing your toes over. It's gonna cause the bunions and a lot of issues, but you won't have that proper range of motion, especially in your big toe. And we're supposed to push off our big toe when we're walking, okay? So this allows this. And you can help to burn extra calories by getting barefoot shoes. So a lot of you are like, woohoo, yeah, I'm gonna get those, okay? Awesome, awesome. As well as number 3, make sure that you're optimizing your electrolytes, so your magnesium, calcium, vitamin K2, D3, really important for plantar fasciitis. We know that magnesium, calcium work together, natural muscle relaxants, helping to make sure that our muscles are functioning optimally. And of course, we need the K2 for that proper absorption of your calcium, and D3, of course, so natural sunlight exposure. Some people do need to supplement with a good quality D3. Okay, number 4 on the list is, of course, sun exposure. That goes without saying for your vitamin D3, but also for the healing red rays of the sun, which is very anti-inflammatory, which is so important. Hit that share button, everyone. Thank you so much, Jake. You just followed. Thank you. And E-Class, thank you for sharing today's live. Kuzi, thank you for sharing. Awesome to have you here. It's so great to have so many new people here today during the show. Okay, let's continue. You can massage with specific essential oils, and frankincense is an essential oil that I absolutely love. The smell is fantastic, great for beauty, but also decreases adhesions. So if you've got, if you massage any spots on your body, especially the bottom of your foot, and you hear those sort of crackling noises, you know that those adhesions in the fascia are there, the frankincense actually helps to break them down. So that is fantastic, massaging the bottom of your feet with frankincense. And number 6 is, all right, natural anti-inflammatories. We've got bromelain from pineapples, MSM, glucosamine and chondroitin sulfate, boswellia, which is, again, frankincense, can be ingested as a herbal medicine. Powerful, powerful anti-inflammatories. Of course, overtaking, if you're just tuning in now, earlier we talked about fatty liver. It's something that this is going to be so much better to take the natural instead of the conventional anti-inflammatories, which can be very damaging to your liver health. And number 7, my favorite anti-inflammatory probably is turmeric plus that concentrated curcumin, something that you definitely want to be looking for, and with a 95 percentile of those curcuminoids, all right? So really important. All right, now let's go over here. I want to say thank you to my super fans. So thank you to everyone who is so generous throughout the shows. It's so great to have you all here, and it's so wonderful we're able to tune in every week and connect with one another. I know that you're watching me, but I feel your energy and it's so positive. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And your donations throughout the week are so generous. So thank you to all of you. Okay, awesome. Now let's continue with hooded eyes. All right, so this is something that I had and talked a little bit about a few weeks ago, but this is something that we definitely want to make sure that we are optimizing our musculature in our face. And here's something when we've got those hooded eyelids, working on relaxing some of these muscles like the frontalis, which is a big muscle that goes from our eyes all the way to the back of our head, the orbicularis oculi muscle, which goes, of course, around the eyes as well. This is something that we can actually have an effect at opening up the look of our eyes. And if things are starting to droop down, sometimes that is because there's some tension that's happening. All right, so I have a few little techniques that you can do at home for those hooded eyes. Are we ready for this? Okay, so the first one I want you to do is to hold your fingers just above your eyes, all right? And what you're gonna do is you're gonna look down and blink. So you're just blinking, and what you're doing is you're working against tension. You're working that orbicularis oculi muscle. So just doing this is something that can help over time to lift your eyelids. So you can do 10 to 15 reps of this one, then take a break, and then repeat 10 to 15 reps. Just blink, 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 blink. I hope everybody's trying this at home and I'm not the only one doing this and making my face look funny. Okay, another one is you're just going to massage around your eyes. You're going to go and hold up that area and massage up. So with the intention always, if the eyelids are starting to droop down a little bit, you're massaging and holding that up as such. And now the last one is fantastic. So all you're doing is you're going to go like this. You're going to go into, so you're sort of holding up that area above the eyes and you're going to massage in. Now this can be quite tense and there could be a painful spot, and relaxing this musculature up here in the frontalis, this is where we tend to hold a lot of tension in our frontal muscles. So you're wanting to massage right near the hairline and go in pretty deep. You could use your gua sha for this as well. I like to use the sort of the more pointy edge of your gua sha. So you're kind of holding up that eye tissue that from the side near your temporal bone, and you just go in and you're going to find it. I hope everybody's doing this right now. You're going to find that tender spot and just help to get in there. If you don't have a gua sha, you can use, I don't have a spoon. Yes, you can use the back of a spoon as well. So just be careful. You don't want to damage your skin when you're doing this, but you want it to be that, that good pain. So you feel the pain, but it feels good because it's helping at the same time. The gua sha is a little bit less invasive than a spoon, but it certainly works. And if you don't have the gua sha, you're just holding up with your one hand, your opposite hand, you just go in with your finger like this and massage out that tension. And you can really see over time how it really does open up your eyes. It's for those hooded eyelids. Okay, I hope that helps for you. I hope you're loving this. Doesn't it feel so good, Lisa? I know, it's so great. And we have talked, Queenie, we have talked about Botox and some of the negative attributes of Botox in a previous show, so check that out if you're interested. Hey, it's something that, we talk about all things natural here. And yeah, I know a lot of people love Botox, but there are some negative consequences. I like to do it the natural way, of course, lifting whenever you can, and doing it the way that you can do it at home. And of course, there's no cost to do this, all right? All right, so let's talk about quiz question number 3. Is everybody ready? All right, I want you to be aware that this could be your prize coming home to you. And this is our last quiz question for today. Is everybody ready? All right, you're gonna have 30 seconds on the clock. This is something that I just mentioned a few moments ago. Name an essential oil that is good at breaking down adhesions. All right, you've got a few more seconds left. Get your answers in. Good job, everyone. I hope it's something that I did mention earlier. Let's see how everybody's doing. Oh, I see some good answers already. Good job. All right, everyone, you got 10 seconds left. Get your answers in. All right. Oh, wow. Yeah, good job, everyone. Good job. I see that. Amazing, amazing. All right, everyone. So before I reveal, yes, I want to make sure everybody got their answers in. Yes, okay, good. I'm stalling a little bit. All right, let's reveal. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that you are following, that you shared today's live as well. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. And thanks for all those follows that are coming in. I see that. All right. So of course, what we talked about, and a lot of you got this correct, Frankincense oil, amazing for beauty. It's something that we've talked about in terms of my beauty routine that I do with the castor oil at bedtime. Love it for my skin, to get that glass-like skin, but also that frankincense breaks down those adhesions. So great for that plantar fasciitis, which is something that we talked about today. And we also talked about how to build your solar callus. I shared my sunscreen recipe with you today. We also talked about fatty liver today. We talked a little bit about the barefoot shoes as well, and why that's important for plantar fasciitis. And of course, we went through those poops. Remember, if you're just tuning in, we did talk about those poops. And if your liver health is compromised and you've got fatty liver, maybe gallstones as well, you've got those lighter colored poops. Of course, that healthy poop should be an S-shaped dark sinker, or that healthy smooth log that is sinking and dark, meaning that you've emulsified your fats properly and you don't have a fatty liver issue. So those are all the things that we covered today. And it's so great because so many people who tuned in today for the first time, you were in for a treat. We had a great show and we talked about a bunch of things. We also did the belly fat blasting away with that specific remedy and recipe with those essential oils that are known to help to break down that belly fat, which was amazing. Now, if you didn't get your question in, unfortunately, tomorrow I won't be here. I am on television tomorrow, so I won't be here for the live, but please continue putting your questions and your comments into all of my videos, which is always so fantastic. Tune in next week, of course, again on Tuesday for the Doctor Janine Show at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's so great to have you all here today. What a fun show. And you guys are the best. I love my followers. Make sure that you're sharing with your friends and continue to comment on all of my posts. Have a great, healthy, and safe week, everyone, and we'll see you in a bit. Bye.